Joy, what about like business do you fear the most?
Well, the thing that I hate or dread or fear the most is probably burnout. And it happens a couple times a year where I want to do nothing but kick my camera.
Right.
Like literally, like
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care that you're a 70 to 200.
Right.
Because, I think what we do is so, um, it's creative and it takes a lot of mental and physical energy.
Right.
So you're tired at the end of the day. You might have clients that
Yeah.
were demanding, and you're trying to, use this creative energy on each person and make it beautiful and amazing and such a great experience. And sometimes it's not appreciated,
Right.
or you have orders that, didn't go
Yeah.
as well as you thought. So there's lots
Or
of
all
things.
those things all like in one week.
Yes. And then you burn out. And there's nothing worse than being at that point and knowing that you have another 5 shoots the next day,
Right.
or 5 shoots over the next couple days. So for me, that is the worst, and that's the thing that I dread the most out of business.
Right.
A couple things that I do to keep that at bay
Right.
is when I get to that point, I'll try to make like a little mini like challenge for myself just to
Yeah.
keep me motivated. So I'll like switch my lights to the other side.
Right.
So instead of always shooting, with my lights camera left, I'll shoot them with the camera right. And sometimes that's just enough to like
Well, 'cause
flip me out of my creative mode.
Yeah.
Or I'll do a little, challenge where like, let's say I'm going to show usually like 50 images. I'll say, okay, I'm not going to shoot more than 65 frames.
Right.
And try it. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But it makes you really concentrate on making each image count.
And you're concentrating on something you're not burned out about. Like
Exactly.
you're focused like on reducing your image count or whatever, opposed to like, being frustrated with the one more comment the client made that you've heard 15 times or whatever.
Exactly. The other thing that I like to do is at the end of a whatever session, if I'm just dreading it, I'll always try a new something. I'll pull a background out that I haven't used in a really long time, or maybe a different, prop, or try some sort of couture look or something that's just a little different that'll kind of help snap me back into creativity mode.
Right. The thing I fear the most in our business, and this is kind of the opposite of you, which I think is interesting, is like complacency. Like I very seldom get burned out. I mean, I do every once in a while, but I very seldom get burned out because like I thrive off like the drive and the climb and like, I don't know. I just got that's what fills my bucket, and so like I don't necessarily like get burned out. I mean, I get tired, but I don't necessarily get burned out. But what I fear is the complacency of that not happening, because I know that we came into our market and took over our market in a very like short period of time, very strategically by offering products that other people weren't. But I'm just always afraid I'm going to become the complacent person that's going to get taken over by the next photographer. I don't think it's going to happen because I have that drive to always stay on top. But that's what I fear. So in order to address complacency, like I just always have some kind of project, for good and for bad, that I'm working on, and it could be like that we rolled out a headshot thing a year and a half ago, and so we had to build this whole new product line, and it gave me something to focus on and keep improving our business. And the way I kind of know what to do is by the networking groups I join, as well as like networking with you and Joey and Sherry and Mitch and Shalem and different people like that. I always kind of know what everyone else is doing, and then I'm like, that's awesome, I should do that. For example, I mean, Mitch Kidder handed me basically the headshot idea. I was at a point where I was starting to get a little complacent, and we were like kind of, with our senior portraits, we were photographing tons of kids, and I was like, what am I going to do next? I don't want to get complacent.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this headshot mixer networking thing, and I'm like, that's genius. And I took that idea and ran and made our own headshot thing. So it's also bad because I'm constantly doing stuff, and Allison's like, just stop, like just do what we do well. And but we're a good balance for each other. But I fear complacency in our business.